Hello, I'm Christine Porter, quilt maker. Don't you love colour? I do. I've just made this new colour wheel and I've made a new ruler with creative grids to show you how to use it. This is 26 inches square and an ideal thing to have on your wall in your sewing room to help you choose your colours for your quilts. Let's take a closer look at the ruler. Let's take a closer look and look at the detail. It's a 30-degree wedge ruler with non-slip grip that come with all the creative grids rulers, and this one has a semicircular cutout, so it's a wedge ruler with a difference. I shall demonstrate how to use that in a minute to make the circle which goes into the centre of the colour wheel, or you could use it for Dresden plate. It comes with 1/2 inch markings all the way down in black and white and 1/4 inch seam allowance either side, and then you can see there's a central line here with a 1/4 inch seam allowance either side of that. You can use it for rectangles or for really fun strip piecing, and I shall show you in a minute how to use that. Let's take a look at the semicircle. The colour wheel is made up of 12 sections. Each section has 4 strips, which are 6.5 by 2.5. They go from dark, medium and light to the pure colour on the outside. You're going to place the wedge ruler with the wide part of the wedge on the outside and just cut simply with the rotary cutter either side. When you've done that, you'll end up with 12 little sections. Here are 2 of them. I'm just going to turn them over to show you how you should press them. You'll have one set of seams going down and the other set of seams going up. So when you piece them together, you won't have bulk here and it'll make it look really accurate. Now I'm going to show you the sections with 4 pieces altogether, and you'll make 3 such sections. Let's take a look at 4 sections together. So you're going to have 3 units like this to make the circle. Make sure you've put them in the right order, and you can see with your accurate pressing you get accurate piecing. Let's just turn it over. You can see that I've pressed the seams open. There are no quilt police, you're allowed to do this, and it actually makes it lie flatter on the black background. I've also put little strips of Bondaweb on there, or fusible, I prefer that one. And you're going to peel these off later when you've joined the circle together, and you're going to place it on the black background. You're going to take a 26-inch square of black, press it in half and in half again, so to give you markers for placing the circle on the black background. I always start with yellow at the top. Now then, once that's down and you've peeled the paper off and pressed firmly, you want to work out now how to make that circle to cover up the centre once you've done the sewing. So let's take a look at the ruler with a difference. I'm going to show you how to use the wedge ruler with the circle. You're going to cut a 4.5 inch square of the background fabric and a 4-inch square of Bondaweb, which you've fused onto the back. Now just take the ruler and place it anywhere, well, up one end, and then with a marking pencil you're going to draw a line across the centre against the centre line here, and then keep close to the inner edge of the circle. Just draw in the cutout shapes. That's half the circle. Now we're going to place the ruler against that central line and just join. I was going to say join the dots, but you're joining the lines. Here we are. And there you have a wonderful circle, which you can then cut with one of these small 18mm rotary cutters. I find them much easier for doing small circles. So that's what you're going to do. And then we're going to have a look at the quilt and how you can finish it off with quilting. So you finished all the piecing and the cutting, and now I'm going to show you how I finish it off. For my quilt sandwich I always use Hobbs batting, and I used invisible thread in the ditch here all the way around, in these here too. Then I used a nice variegated thread with primary colours so that it sort of helped, and I machined up here. I use actually stitch length 3 when I'm using a variegated thread. I like that. And then I satin stitched all the way around with the same thread. I then fused the circle that we made onto the centre and just did another row of satin stitch there. And then for the binding, I chose each of the outside colours, the pure colours, and then I just put the binding on with them all in the same order as they were on the outside of the quilt, because it just finishes it off nicely. I always also like to use backing that matches the front of the quilt. So, how can you use the colour wheel? Let's take the yellow. If you choose a colour which is opposite, which is the purple, you'll find those two will go together. Take the orange and the turquoise. If you use those two colours in a quilt, they'll go together, and so on around the colour wheel. If you want to introduce a third colour, then take the top one, miss 3 out, and then take the blue. Miss 3 more out, take the red, and 3 more out, and you're back with yellow. And you can do that all the way around the colour wheel. If you want to introduce a fourth colour, then just miss out 2 sections. So yellow, miss those out, turquoise, miss those out, purple, miss those out, orange, and miss those out, and then you're back to yellow. So whichever combination you choose, you'll be assured of a good quilt. So, thanks to this super ruler, you can achieve this, and we're also going to be producing a lot more quilts using the ruler, but in different combinations of colours. So just watch this space and you'll soon have another ruler. I hope you enjoyed all this.